Tuesday morning, about 7:30. I've done my morning routine. I've made a bunch of videos for Instagram. I've just gone out of the mosque and done my morning cardio as well. And in 2 days, I'm taking a trip to Saudi again, with my family this time. I'm taking my mum and my sister. Me and my brother are paying for them, alhamdulillah. And we're bringing our revert friend, Igor. His first time going to Umrah, so I'm just going to fix this. It's going to be a good trip, inshallah. And I'm at a point now in my business and in my life where things are very uncertain. Like, I've run my sales agency for 2 years, and the cash flow now is starting to dry up. I was doing pretty well over the past few months, 15k a month, 10k a month consistently. And then now things are much slower because the leads are coming to an end, and that's not the business that I want to pursue. I know that this is my purpose. I know that I want to inspire you guys and actually do something positive with my life rather than just running this weird sales agency selling boilers that I don't care about. But it made me think, like, about all the risks that I've taken in this life, all the times where it made complete logical sense not to do something, but I still did it. And every single time it paid off. Every single time I felt the feeling of uncertainty that I feel right now. Every single time I felt like, I don't know if this is the right decision. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm just going to do it anyway. I was speaking to my boy, Brad, who I also kind of coach, like, unofficially. Well, I love, like, seeing how much he's grown, and he was, like, one of the best performers on the sales team. Just because he actually took on the advice that I gave him and applied it, and he made the most money because of that. But basically, when I go to Saudi now, I don't know if I'm going to come back. I've always wanted to move out of the country. I've always wanted to move out to Dubai. And, like, a few things are coming up in my life where my car insurance is due, and that's going to cost me like £4,000 for the year because of some points and stuff that I've got. I'd have to pay rent, which would be like 1.2k in Manchester. I've got to pay for my mum. I've got to pay for this car. I've got to pay all bills and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought, like, why am I paying this stuff if I don't want to be here in the future? Like, if I go and pay that year's car insurance, there would be a massive struggle for me financially at the minute too. I'd just be assigning myself to live in the UK for another year. And that's the last thing that I want to do. Like, I wrote down on my whiteboard, and boys, when you have goals, when you understand who you need to be, which I'll go through in this video, but you need to write things down. You need to write things down. Your brain can't conceptualize something until you've put it into words, because that's how you start putting it into action. So on my whiteboard, I've written down so many things. Like, I go to the gym 6 times a week, and I'm getting in lean and aesthetic killer shape, which I'm doing now. I'm in much better shape. I go to boxing or MMA once or twice a week. I go twice a week without fail. Even this week I've been ill. And I've just got back into training today. Inshallah, I'll go boxing 2 times before Umrah. I wrote that I would start gearing up to leave the country, which in my head I knew that I'd move to Manchester first, so that I'd be out of my parents' house. I could make better content. I could get more skin in the game, put my back against the wall, which I did. That happened within like a month of me writing that on my board. And then the second part's coming to fulfillment now as well. And there's a bunch of other goals that I put on there that have all started to come true. So I was speaking to Brad the other day, and he was kind of in awe. He's like, bro, how do you just take so many risks? Like, he feels like he's been stuck in one position for so long. But every time I've taken a risk, it's because I've been in massive pain. And this is why it's so important to understand yourself. and what you actually want out of life. Because the only time you'll really take risk is when you give yourself two options. The option is to stay the same, or the option is to go through the pain of rebuilding yourself and do something that you're not sure of. When I first took a massive risk, there was some in my younger days, but like when I left my friend group and I started making haram money and all that kind of stuff. You guys can put two and two together. I don't want to expose my sins that much, but for like 3 years I was just running around Manchester and serving people and all this kind of stuff, and that's what gave me a lot of adrenaline and thrill in my life. And I took that risk because I was so sick of just being looked down upon. I was so sick of people not taking me seriously. I was so sick of not getting the girls that I wanted. I was so sick of not getting the respect that I thought I deserved. So I thought that to get respect, you had to be some kind of a bad boy. So that's what I did. And I loved it. Because I didn't really have God. I didn't really have Islam. I loved the feeling of ego and status that it brought me. And the adrenaline and that feeling of like, wow, like, this might go all up in my face. And there was times where I'd get in very close encounters. I'm not proud of it. It's just in the time, my risk taking back then was just fueled by ego. But it's because I was running from the pain of not feeling understood. I was running from the pain of no one respecting me. I was running from the pain of being that skinny dweeb kid that none of the girls wanted, unless I like proper chased them, and then it would go tits up as well. I was sick of being that guy that people would talk down to. So I had to like rise up. I had to sit with that and make a decision like, no, I'm not going to be this person anymore. And I got in the gym and I got in good shape, and then that built my self-confidence and that built my self-respect, because I was building myself from the ground up. So many times in our life, we have to look at our deficits. If you don't understand these things about yourself, if you don't understand why you don't feel like you can become successful or make changes in your life, it's because you're not sitting with that pain right now. And I know you guys are. You wouldn't be watching a video like this if you didn't have that kind of pain in your life. So these are the things that drive you. That feeling of I can't be respected by people, or that feeling of I'm not where I want to be in life, or this person doesn't respect me, or like I'm not able to spend money on this, or all these kind of things. That was a massive thing for me. Like, I'd see people, they could buy all the designer clothes, they could go out for nice dinners, and I couldn't. And I was like, fuck, man, like, they're getting better girls than... This was a massive driving factor for me, because I never really had it growing up. I was like, they're getting better girls than me, I need to get better girls than them. It's a natural instinct of a man to chase that, but obviously now I wouldn't. I would only want a wife, inshallah. Or wives, inshallah. Back then it was just purely degenerate. But it's that feeling of like the thing that you don't have that allows you to take risks, that allows you to bet on yourself. Because if you just keep thinking, I'll do it later, it's not annoyed you enough right now. It's not annoyed you enough. There was times before I did this where I was in tears. I was literally in tears. I was at breaking point. And I was like, I refuse to live like this ever again. I refuse to live like that ever again. So that was like the first time. But then the bigger risks that I took were quitting my 9 to 5 and going all in on door-to-door sales. And the only reason I was able to do that is because I was posting on TikTok about how I needed to be rich and successful. And I was going to the gym every single day. And I was in the best shape of my life. And I'd built such a solid foundation there, to the point where, like, the reason I got in the gym then as well was for girls. But I also wanted that feeling of respect and status. I was in uni. Everyone looked at me as like that popular guy. But if you're just a popular guy and you don't have any kind of swag about you in terms of, like, I realized I'm competing with guys that are like 5 years or 10 years older than me, with more money than me and better shape than me. So I was like, I need to go all in now. So the more that I showed up to that gym every single day, the more that I actually stuck to a clean diet, the more that I actually pushed myself hard in the gym, and had a friend that was keeping me accountable throughout that, the more confidence that I gained. And the more I was like, if I can get in shape, because I'd never been in amazing shape before. I'd started to get abs, my shoulders were insane, my chest was popping, everything. And I would show up to that gym every day and just love the man that I looked at in the mirror every single day. And I was like, if I can do this, when I never thought this was possible before, I thought like I could never be in good shape because I was Pakistani. If I can do this, what else can I do? What else am I capable of? I can do anything I want. So I started like doing all these side hustles, Forex, video editing, all that kind of stuff. And then I had to get a 9 to 5 at the end of the day because I needed money to come in, and I knew I wouldn't be there for long because I was building this consistency within my mind every day. I was building this self-belief. I was building this confidence that like my standard is so much higher than everyone else's. I deserve more. I don't deserve to live this 9 to 5 life like everyone else. I don't deserve to just clock in, clock out, subscribe to their ways of thinking. I want to be a big shot. I want to live in Dubai. I want to travel the world. I want to do all of these things. So whenever an opportunity came to me, I didn't think twice about it. I'd be like, boom, right, I'm going to take it. And this is the problem with so many of you. You see an opportunity come your way, and because you don't take action on it, you sit there thinking, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? And then you end up taking no action for like a year. I was speaking to one of you guys in my DMs yesterday, and bro, paragraphs. Like, when you guys message me and you come to me with your direct and specific problems, everything that you're going through, and you tell me exactly what you're working with, I appreciate that so much because it lets me know what I need to focus on to help you guys the most. But bro, you were literally spilling everything to me. And then when it came to like, you talking about waking up early, you were like, oh yeah, well, what if this happens? And I don't do it because I feel like I can't even do a push-up when I wake up. And if you guys go on my Instagram, you'll see every morning I'm waking up at 4:30, 4:25, 50 push-ups, cold shower, morning routine, go pray, everything. This is what's built me more recently. But back then it was a gym. But the biggest thing is you'll message me, you'll understand what you need to do, I'll tell you what to do, or I'll show you how I can help you. But then you'll go back into this thinking of, oh, what if it's not for me? What if I can't do it? What if it's only you that can do it every day? Brother, I'm made of flesh and bones just like you. Brother, I've been in a worse state than you've probably been. I've been addicted to drugs for 8 years. I turned my back on my family. I had no God. I had no relationship with Allah. I had nothing. And I was raised quite well, like middle-class family. But I turned my back on all of that to pursue my selfish desires, which were chasing girls, chasing drugs, chasing popularity, chasing status, and not making any impact on the world. So I've been where you are, if not worse. I was too scared to talk to girls. I was too scared to talk to guys, like friends. I was scared to raise my voice and my opinions. Now I want to lead that room. I want to raise other men to be of the highest absolute possible standard, to not live the life that I lived when I grew up. Because all of that pain was self-inflicted. All of that pain was my fault. All of that pain was me conforming to the ideas that other people had set out for me. All of that pain is what's helped me become who I am now. Everything that you've gone through in your life that has negatively impacted you, the passing of a family member, the time when this girl rejected you, the time when you were so fat and you looked in the mirror and you looked at your saggy tits and you're like, what am I doing? Or your skinny flipping pigeon chest and you're like, why? What am I doing? This is not my life. Every time that you went to the shop and with your parents and they couldn't buy XYZ, or you couldn't buy XYZ when you were out with your friends, and you sat there thinking, why is this my life? These are all the things that shape you. This should piss you off. How are you living out there just trying to calculate every move as if you're some flipping Harvard professor or Elon Musk? It's raw action that allows us to take risks. It's raw desire that allows us to take risks. I took risks in the complete wrong way, but as soon as I started taking risks in the complete right way, my life started to transform. I quit my 9 to 5. I was presented with a door-to-door sales opportunity from someone that I knew at uni. I didn't need to know how much money he was making. He posted a picture in Dubai with a Lambo, and I met him for coffee and I quit my job the next day. Am I stupid for doing that? Probably. Should I have double checked and asked him exactly how much money he's making? Probably. But he told me that he wants to make £1 million this year. And I was like, damn, finally, someone is in the same position as me. Someone wants the same things as me. I'm going to be around him. I'm going to go work with him. And I scaled that business up to 7 figures in revenue. And was the business exactly what I thought it would be? No. Did I get paid £1 million? No. But I probably made like 100k this year. And now it's slowed down, sure. But the lessons that I learned were £1 million lessons. Because I didn't let doubt cloud my thinking. I didn't let hesitation stop me from going in on what I wanted. Because I made my commitment. I will be a millionaire. I will be in the best shape possible. I will motivate and inspire other people around me. And I didn't even have all of these other dreams and goals all at once. My main goal was I'll become a millionaire. But then everything else comes off the back of that. Because when I gave all my time to the business and I made all the mistakes and I got fat because I was drowning myself in the work without looking after my health, without looking after my physique, without looking after my spiritual, then I learned the lesson of, damn, I can't just chase money. I need to chase everything else and then money will chase me. But the more that you just because I took step 1, I took step 2, I took step 3, I took step 4, I took step 5, and then that's what led me to this point now where I wake up at 4:25 every day. I hold myself to a standard of excellence. I'll go and do cardio every morning. Then I'll go hit my weight session later in the day. I'll work all day tooth and nail. I'll come on here and speak with passion and conviction and energy that I couldn't speak with before because I'm passionate about what I'm talking about because I've built myself up. I've been where you are, and I'm by no means in a massive better position than you. I'm still grinding from the bottom like you, but the only difference is I want to hold myself to this supreme standard so that you guys can follow. And that came off the back of me taking risks, from me being unsure, from me having so much doubt about what I want to do in my life, but just turning my brain off and thinking, right, this guy is doing this. I want to be like that. I'm going to do what he's saying. It went from, I'm sick of staying in my current position. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm not going to think too much about how to lift this weight. I'm just going to pick them up. And when I was younger, I used to watch all these science-based Jeff Nippard videos and all this stuff. Bro, I never made any progress. The progress I made the most in the gym is when I just went in, picked up the weights like a flipping man, like an animal, and was like, boom, not focusing on just perfection, everything, just focusing on putting the energy in. Same with sales, same with my business, same with everything in my life. When I started praying, I was doing so many sins, and I still sin. We all sin, but I just started imperfectly. I started. And then eventually the sins lessened, and the sins lessened, and the sins lessened. And I was with my brother last night. We were going to the mosque, and I was telling him about one sin that I'm really trying to stop. And he was like, bro, you've changed so much. 6 months ago, you didn't even care about this. Because the growth is there. When you just take the imperfect reps every day, you're never going to be perfect. So the best time to take action is now. When are you going to start holding yourself to that excellent standard physically? When are you going to start callousing your mind mentally through your early morning wake-ups, physically in the gym? When are you going to start praying to God with intention and focus, not caring so much about how it's not being perfect, because you understand that is a core principle of your life? When are you going to start trying and failing those different things in your business or your work or your job or your side hustles that you don't know if it's going to bear you any fruit, but you're going to do it anyway? These are the things we need to do. This is why I've taken these risks, because I understand where I want to go. So the biggest risk I'm taking now is I'm going to move out of my apartment in Manchester, inshallah, in 2 days before I go Umrah. Fine, cat's out the bag. And I'm going to Medina and Mecca, and I'm probably going to stay in Medina for another month. Then I want to go to Dubai. Then I want to come home for Christmas, spend time with my family and New Year's. And then in January, I want to keep just hopping around the world. I don't see a point of me spending more money on this car and staying here. And is that the stupidest thing ever when I've got like 4 figures in my bank account? Probably. Is that the stupidest thing ever when I'm only just building my coaching business and I've got 381 subscribers? Probably. But I know that the impact that I'm doing today is going to be rewarded to me tomorrow. And it's the same for you. The more people that we can impact in our lives, the more goodwill gets returned to us. But it starts from that mission of knowing where you want to go. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be in the best shape physically. I want to inspire the most people that I can. And that all comes on the other side of taking risks. I hope this inspires you. I hope you look at me and probably think, this flipping idiot, what's he doing? But every time I've taken a risk, it's paid off. It's paid off every damn time. And even if it's not paid off overnight, I've learned so many lessons about myself. I've learned that you can only bear stress to a certain level, or how to use stress to push you forward, because it's actually the times where we're most stressed that we make the most progress. How the importance of your gym and your physique, even when you're running a business, the importance of your routine, the importance of treating people well so they treat you well, and all the goodwill that comes back to you. The lessons are endless. I'm going to learn so much when I just go and live in Medina, inshallah, for a month. I'm going to learn so much. I've also started this sales role, some Muslim offer. So I'm just going to be grinding hard and soaking in the barakah and the blessings, inshallah. But this risk comes from you taking that imperfect action, but knowing where you want to go. And when I say this as well, you're probably going to be thinking, I don't even know exactly where I want to go. Write down the biggest setbacks that you've had in your life. You've all got them. For me, I wrote down stuff that happened when I was in like year 9. I didn't get into this grammar school. Why it happened? What happened? Why it happened? What did you learn? Falling out with friends, getting rejected by a girl, losing all your money, get all these kind of things, getting fat, getting out of shape. Write those down. What happened? Why did they happen? And what did you learn? This is the only way you're going to understand yourself. And then write your biggest achievements. Got in good shape for the first time in my life. Made 10,000 a month. Made some money. Started a business. Graduated uni or whatever. Just write down what happened. Why it happened. What you learned. And then you're going to understand yourself better. Then you need to know what drives you. Is it competition? Do you just want to crush everyone else around you? Is it freedom? Do you want no one to just you don't want anyone to tell you what to do? You want to be able to fly around to whatever country. Ability to change circumstance. Do you want to fly to Rome when you want pizza? All of these things that drive me. Is it power? Do you want to have an influence on the world? Do you want to actually shape the world to your way of thinking? Is it status? Do you want to be respected by everyone? What is it that drives you? You'll find this out when you go through your setbacks and your achievements, and then put these into action. And even when you're writing this, it's not going to be perfect, but that's fine. Because you're going to then take a risk. You're going to understand yourself better. And from that, you can formulate your goals. 5 goals that you're going to achieve in the next 3 to 6 months. Make these based around your input. Like I said earlier in the video, I will be in killer shape, lean aesthetic. How am I going to do that? I'm going to go to the gym 6 times a week. I'm going to track my macros every day. I'm going to eat a high protein diet. I'm going to train with intensity. I will make £200,000 in 2026. How am I going to do that? I'm going to start this business. I'm going to take this many calls. I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Shoot big, but for the next 3 to 6 months, you want to make it based around the input. So even then, I put that I'm consistently improving and refining my content. I'll be on 10k plus views per video. YouTube, I don't expect that, but inshallah. But on my Instagram, I've hit my first nearly 200k video. So when you start writing it down with intention and visualizing where you want to go, and it's in accordance with the drivers that you've just written down and your achievements and your setbacks and everything that makes you, you can write that down with intention. And then it's not even a risk at that point, because it's already done. It's already done in your mind. As long as you carry that consistency and effort every day, and you've got that keeping you accountable, it's already done. You'll get it. You'll get it. If it's a physique or these kind of things, you can definitely achieve that in 3 to 6 months. If it's something a little less out of your control, like finances or a bigger goal, it might take a bit longer. But because you've written it down and you know exactly where you want to go, and you're praying to Allah, and you're keeping all the systems that I say, when you're pushing yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially, becoming that complete man, you will achieve it. It's already done. So then there is no risk. The biggest risk is not starting. The biggest risk is staying where you are right now. And that risk terrifies me the most. That's the one thing I can't do. You guys that you can just stay in the same position and not work all day and just sit there and watch Netflix. You have something that I don't have. Because if I do that, I feel terrified to my core. I feel sick. I feel guilty. I don't even enjoy it. I've tried. But But since I've committed on this mission to bettering myself and becoming the absolute best that I can be, I don't want to do any of that. All I want to do is progress. All I want to do is work. All I want to do is win. And you should be the same, man. And it's because I understand myself. I want you to win just like me. I want you to grow. The more that you win, the more that I win. The more that we all win together, the more we build up this band of brothers that go and conquer this world together. We can only go so far on our own. And right now, I've got a couple brothers with me on this journey. Brad, Karai, I'm making dashboards for 2 new clients this morning. And you guys that reach out and you're on this mission or you come into the coaching, this is amazing. Because we're on this mission together of serving ourselves, but so many people aren't. And I don't want to be on this mission alone. I want you guys up with me. That's what makes it satisfying. We have strength in numbers. We have strength in building each other up. But it all starts from taking action today. It all starts from not knowing if the right thing's going to work, but doing it anyway, because you'll always grow. You'll always learn that way. These next few months are going to be some of the hardest of my life, or the easiest. It depends how I see it. But I know I'm going to hold myself to that standard of excellence, and I know that you guys are going to do the same, especially if you made it to the end of this video. If you haven't already, if you don't already follow me or see my stories, go check my Instagram. You'll see me, everything that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. You see me waking up at 4 a.m. just so you can do the same. You see me doing my push-ups. You see me going to the gym. You see me doing every single thing that is building me into the man that I know I need to be, just so you can do the same. And if you are interested in joining the Brotherhood and start taking your mind, your body, your physique, your mindset, your consistency, your discipline, everything to the next level, then there's a link in the description. You can book on a call with me. We'll speak one-to-one and see if we're a good fit to work together. But I love you boys. Keep pushing. I'm gonna go get my car service now, which is another expense, and then go attack the day. Let's crush it.